Well, let's come further in this weird mystery we have been mixed into. I follow a doctor called Mandel, named Mandel. And we know today we cannot know who to trust for real. So many of those health tricks people give us, we should be very careful to follow them, because some could work for the good and some are working for the bad. So some are giving us the real advice for how to treat our body and what is best to eat or not, and others confuse us by telling us lies and maybe say things that really are not healthy for us. We should just eat and claim it's good. But I have a suspicion this doctor, he put up some unnormal videos in between about health, and I could have a feeling that he's sending some clues that we have to catch for figure things out to get all the problems solved in the world. And the other day he put up a video about bugs in food, some small tiny animals we maybe are eating without knowing it and thinking about it. But I think that could be some kind of hint to something with bugs and what other things there are with the word bugs. Because the other day, or maybe a month ago, I made a video about chips. I had found some things in some chips bags that should not be there, and that gave me a hint to it could be a symbolism for the time we are in with war. Because of the name, one of the chips bags I had bought was called this Buglets, and they have this shape like a horn, and I figured out that they were a horn they used when they would go hunting. That was also called a bug. So that could be some kind of signaling to hunt somebody. In this war that is going on. But I find another weird thing with that shape things. Oh yeah, there were also this bugless. It's some people dressed in yellow. Could means they're surrounded with the sun. They're surrounded with, things are going very well for them. And they have a green tie. And that could send me a signal that those people who are living in the sun and they have a great life with a lot of money and friends and everything, and people look up to them, maybe they are tied with a green tie. And what do I mean with that? I mean the secret societies. I know the Masons have something with when they die, they put what is it called? Evergreen leaf on the chest of the person. Their god is green. Their god is new, making new things, so they can earn more money and new money. So I think this is a symbolism for those who live at the good side of the rich side of life, I'll say, the leading side of life. But I was looking into something with the star signs, and I saw each star sign, they put a picture of the star sign, but when I came to Libra, and the drawings they put on with that, they put this bug things In Denmark, I have mentioned before, we call it overflødighedshorn. It means when you have too much, simply too much. And we also use it for some kind of cake with marzipan in rings. We put rings together and serve it for some parties. And there we have the ring symbolism, of course, a lot of rings. But there we are into something with the weight, the Libra, that also are the symbolism in justice and court cases, and we know it's not equal what is on that weight. So, but we came from this name and things I found with the name Rejslev out from the jewel that was mentioned in the article with the stalked lady, Idis. Rejslev smykket. Here I found something with a company called Rejslev Com. It seems to be owned by a person named Sten Rejslev. I don't think we found that name before, Sten. But it's not single persons I'm going for. I'm just going for the name Rejslev and show what I find with it and see if that could connect some dots in some way to make us understand more. Here's something with digital art written by a person named Kim Rejslev. We haven't seen that name before either, but since it seems to there are only very few in the Danish country named that, I have a strong feeling they are connected. So there we're into technique again. And then we come to the interesting person. A magazine called Vital have put up something about a woman. And we see they use the gray background here. And we know the gray is used for symbolizing when things are mixed so much together so you cannot see really how it's what is going on. Here says the headline, "The day after I sat at home alone and I was laughing very high." There we have something with home alone, a connection to something with people who are all alone at home. And if they can follow us in our houses with technique, they also know who are always all alone home. And that could be a very big risk for being targeted with the electronic, I think. But here we see the lady whom are also named Rejslev. She is a guide, or has been a guide, it's what the story is about, for cruise ship tourists. And here she walks in the city with this sign on her chest where the feeling, heart are. And it says, "Ask me." So here I think that's a clue to that's a person who knows the codes. It's a person who knows what is going on. And I could have a feeling she could be symbol for more than one thing. But I can identify with her as a person who has got some knowledge. I'll not say I know it, but I see some of it means I know something. So I wish some people would come to me and ask a question about something, and maybe I could lead them in their way to figure out things also exactly like I'm doing. But this woman, she is named Ida Rejslev. And why I find that interesting is because I've looked into the Arabic language, and Ida is one of the words I remember the meaning of. When Arabic people say Ida, they mean stomach. So there could be a connection that the signs she sends, or the clue she could give with the way she's living her life and what she's named, could have something to do with the stomach. So there we're into something about children again. Could be a hint to something with children. It's some of the most funny things I have been up to, she say, when she became a volunteer in Culture City 2017. And I assume 20 is something with 2 rings, maybe a couple, a man and a woman. And 17 is the Q letter, and some say it stands for conspiracy. So maybe that's how it is. But there are different things in this article. I was ripped apart, she say. So there again, something with maybe a split mind, or something is ripped away from you, or you have gone into pieces, been ripped into pieces, broke down mentally. You can put it in many directions, but the destiny wanted different. She say, you lose so much when you lose the one half. She has lost her husband. So of course that's what she's talking about. But again, and here it says the one half. Yeah, you know, we say the better half, and one half could also be symbolism for when a child lose one of their parents, maybe in a divorce case. Then they are ripped apart also. They come from 2 and suddenly they are only allowed to have 1, or maybe none. But sorrow in the heart, yes, it gives us sorrow in the heart when they rip us apart. And we get spiritually dead towards each other. She met her husband at the Katedralskolen. Cathedral. I know some kind of church. I think it's in the Catholic Church. There are some kind of church that is called Katedral in Danish. I don't know if it is in English also, but there could be a hint to maybe something with the religion, and maybe the Catholic religion. And she say her husband went in the class with a known Danish filmmaker, Niels Malmros, who actually used her, Ida, and her husband, Flemming, in one of his movies, where they should be the... there was something with a love couple, and the movie was called The Tree of Knowledge. So there they are combined to something with Eden, Garden of Eden, and the tree you are not allowed to pick from and eat from. I think we stop here because of the time, and then I continue from this in the next.